These are the Daily Tech Headlines for Friday, January 17th, 2025. I'm Rob Dunwood. The U.S. Supreme Court has upheld a law that will effectively ban TikTok starting Sunday, January 19th. That's this coming Sunday, marking the end of the app's month-long legal battle to avoid shutting down unless ByteDance, its parent company, divests its U.S. operations. As of that date, it will be illegal for the app stores and internet hosting services to distribute TikTok. TikTok will still work for those with the app, but ByteDance has alluded to shutting the app down in the U.S. if the ban is upheld. The Biden administration, however, is signaling that it won't enforce the law one day before President-elect Donald Trump's inauguration. A White House official told ABC News, quote, "Our position on this has been clear. TikTok should continue to operate under American ownership. Given the timing of when it goes into effect over a holiday weekend, a day before inauguration, it will be up to the next administration to implement," end quote. Apple, Google, and Oracle have not responded or declined to comment to ABC News about what they will do on Sunday. Even though the outgoing administration may leave enforcement to the next administration, the tech companies that support TikTok could be liable for providing services in violation of the law. Apple has canceled its AI-generated news alerts following a series of high-profile errors, including a false alert from BBC News claiming Luigi Mangione, accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, had shot himself. Other mistakes included incorrectly stating that darts player Luke Littler had won the world championship before it began, and falsely reporting that tennis star Rafael Nadal had come out as gay. These incidents, along with criticism from the BBC, American journalists, and news organizations over inaccurate or poorly summarized alerts, led to mounting pressure on Apple to discontinue the news alerts service. The U.S. and Norway have signed a technology safeguard agreement allowing American satellites to launch from Norway's Andøya spaceport in the Arctic, joining countries like Australia and the UK in authorizing the transfer of U.S. equipment to their launch facilities. The Norwegian government highlighted the accord's potential to enhance both nations' security and reinforce Norway's strategic importance as a NATO ally in the Arctic, noting that space infrastructure in the high north holds significant value. The European Union has intensified its investigation into potential breaches of its content moderation rules by the social media platform X, demanding internal data from the social media company. As part of the ongoing probe under the Digital Services Act, the EU's executive branch has requested documents detailing how X's recommendation algorithms function and whether they have been recently modified, according to a statement from the European Commission on Friday. Google has informed the European Union that it will not integrate work from fact-checking organizations into Search or YouTube, pushing back against the bloc's efforts to expand disinformation laws under the Digital Services Act. While Google previously signed voluntary commitments introduced in 2022 to reduce online disinformation, this decision comes amid a broader resistance from U.S. tech leaders as they engage with the incoming U.S. presidential administration, advocating against strict EU regulatory enforcement. The Federal Trade Commission has mandated that web hosting giant GoDaddy implement basic security measures such as HTTPS APIs and mandatory multi-factor authentication to settle allegations of failing to protect its hosting services from attacks since 2018. According to the FTC, GoDaddy misled millions of web hosting customers with claims of reasonable security practices while neglecting standard tools and protocols, leaving its hosting environment vulnerable to threats. Samuel Levine, director of the FTC's Bureau of Consumer Protection, said, quote, "Millions of companies, particularly small businesses, rely on web hosting providers like GoDaddy to secure the websites that they and their customers rely on. The FTC is acting today to ensure companies like GoDaddy bolster their security systems to protect consumers around the globe," end quote. The share of U.S. teens ages 13 to 17 using ChatGPT for schoolwork has risen to 26%, up from 13% in 2023, according to a Pew Research Center survey, though the majority, 73%, have not used the chatbot in this way. Usage increased across all demographic groups, but Black and Hispanic teens, 31% each, were more likely than white teens, 22%, to report using ChatGPT for school-related tasks. And finally, Sony confirmed to Bloomberg that it has canceled 2 live service games, one from its remake and remaster studio Bluepoint and another from Days Gone developer Ben Studio. While neither studio has been closed, Sony has not disclosed whether any layoffs will occur, stating, quote, "We are working closely with each studio to determine what are the next projects," end quote. For more analysis of the tech news of the day, subscribe to dailytechnewsshow.com. You can find show notes and links to all the headlines there as well. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next time.